Guys, it's Skittlemania here, back with another video. I hope you're enjoying the Who Would Win series, guys. We are now on episode 4. We have done Batman vs Superman, Captain America vs Iron Man, and most recently Wolverine vs Deadpool. I'm hoping you're actually really enjoying these episodes. I'm hoping, not really sure how many episodes are going to be in the season. Might do about 10ish, and then just have a break and maybe do some more reacting. And yeah, I'm not really sure at the minute, but comment down below what you actually would like me to do. So yeah, as you can tell in the description, I'm going to be doing a actual triple threat match, which is going to be Tom Holland Spider-Man versus Andrew Garfield Spider-Man versus Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. These are the three that have been in the Marvel. I've played like in the Marvel. Tom Holland's currently Spider-Man in the MCU. And yeah, today I'm just going to do which one I think is best. So if you'd like the video, guys, go and subscribe. And yeah, let's get straight onto the video. Alright guys, so first Tobey Maguire, a bit about him. He was the first man to play Spider-Man in a film. He was in the original 3 Spider-Man. So that contained Spider-Man. That was one of my favourites. That's the first one of his first superhero films I watched. Then we have Spider-Man 2. Not one of my favourites, I must admit, but it's a good one. And I'm sorry to show you this, guys, but we also have Spider-Man 3. I'll be honest, I don't get why people hate this film so much. I think it's just the concept and the loads of villains and everything. But I am a fan of the film. The black Spider-Man suit is amazing. So yeah, those are the 3 films Tobey Maguire has been in. So the first reason, guys, is that Tobey is actually the original Spider-Man, and I feel like that is always, the original is always the best. So yeah, the original is always, you know, as I just said, the best, and you know, he's canon, so it's, you know, I find him like, he sort of plays Peter Parker in a good way, got like the nerdy-ish, but yeah, so let's move on to the next reason. Right, so next reason, guys, I believe Tobey Maguire has a better origin story. With the other 2 Spider-Man film, Andrew Garfield, I think, just wanted to become him. I can't actually remember. I've not watched, I've watched them like entirety, but it was a long time ago. And Tom Holland, he just develops the technology and everything, whereas Tobey has actually got the powers from the spider. And yeah, I feel like his origin story is better. So yeah, I feel that just fits it better, as I said. So yeah, let's move on to the next reason. Alright guys, so the next reason is Tobey actually has a lot more solo films. There was meant to be an Amazing Spider-Man 3, but that got cancelled. And of course, the new Spider-Man has actually only been in his, I'm talking about solo movies, so he's only had Spider-Man Homecoming. You could count Infinity War and Civil War, but he didn't really have much time in that. But yeah, so I feel like he has sort of the better known films, and that's sort of classed as Spider-Man. Let's move on. We've got to go quite fast because, you know, I've got 3 Spider-Man to go through. Let's move on to the next reason. Next, guys, I actually believe he fitted the role perfectly. As I said earlier, he looked a lot like Peter Parker, the nerdy sort of style. And yeah, the Spider-Man is a lot patriotic and, you know, believed in the country and everything. So yeah, I think he just fitted into the role better. Alright guys, next reason, this actually links to the new Venom film coming out in October, which is sort of a horror style. Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire, has actually already beaten Venom. I saw in Spider-Man 3. Find a way to kill him. So yeah, and I don't think, of course they have, but I feel Tobey has had better villains to face, even though Tom Holland has faced Thanos, but still didn't manage to beat him, did he? But still, you know, it doesn't matter. So yeah, let's move on to the next reason. Right guys, the next reason is the final reason, and he has more romantic women. He has got Gwen Stacy, and then he also has Mary Jane, which is one of the most famous ones. But yeah, and I feel they're just sort of like better than the other current ones. So yeah, that's it for Tobey Maguire. So let's move on to Andrew Garfield. Right guys, so first for Andrew Garfield, he took on the Lizard Man or whatever his name is, alone and beat him, of course. He's a pretty big guy. I compare him to the Sandman, but a bit bigger. So yeah, I think he deserves a bit of respect for that. So yeah, I feel like he could take on Thanos, and he'd had a bit more training. So let's move on to the next reason. Right, next reason, guys, this is more aimed at the Amazing Spider-Man, but he has actually got the best suit. I have the DVDs now. If we actually look at the front cover, I think it's one of the coolest covers I've actually seen, and yeah, it's just amazing, the scar and everything, and also the suit. As I said, the suits are amazing. It's more aimed at this one, just with the black eyes, but yeah, I feel like the suit is a lot better in those, and yeah, they'll just look a lot cooler. So yeah, let's move on to the next reason. Right guys, so another thing is that he actually made Spider-Man himself. He developed the webbing, he developed his web shooters, developed his costume. Of course Toby and Tom did, but I just feel like the transformation of actually watching it, you know, it's quite cool. So let's move on to the final reason. Right, so the final reason, guy, is sort of a bad one and a good one. He made Spider-Man cool, and Spider-Man's not really, or Peter Parker's not really meant to be cool. He's sort of the nerd at school like me a bit, but yeah, he's sort of the quiet one. But he made Spider-Man look a bit coolish. The actual character Spider-Man was amazing. I just feel like he didn't play Peter Parker that well. So finally, let's move on to Tom Holland. Right, guys, so Tom Holland, as it says, has been in Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Avengers Infinity War. I think he's getting his new solo film, things like Coming Home or like Homecoming or something like that. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, so the first reason, he has Tony Stark and the Avengers. Of course, in the previous films, Toby has had the sort of new Green Goblin. Andrew's not really had anyone, but Tom Holland has got the Avengers and Tony Stark, the man who created his suit, and it just looks amazing. He could just beat those easy. And also he has the Iron suit, the Iron Spider, which we saw in Avengers Infinity War, which also Tony Stark gave him. So that sort of makes him a bit cooler. But yeah, let's move on to another reason for Tom. Right, next, guys, he's took on Thanos, and I don't think the other Spider-Man could do that. Yes, he may have been with some of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, but you know, it takes guts to take on Thanos, and you see what he did with him, and like get slammed on the floor and everything. But that takes guts, I must admit, and I feel like he has the power. See what he did to him; he has a lot of power, and yeah, and he's also the youngest, so whether that is sort of good or bad, it's the youngest Spider-Man to be played, I think. But yeah, it just makes him a bit better, a bit of a role model for some people. And yeah, so let's move on to the final reason. Right, so the final reason, guy, is he's actually more romantic to his Mary Jane. I think it's Mary Jane. But he's a more romantic lad, I feel. So yeah, let's move on to see who would win. Alright guys, so I have added all the totals up, and let's see who would win. Alright guys, so I'm not really sure how to do this, but I want to say a draw, just because I was going to say Toby and Tom. I have 6 reasons for Tom, Toby, 5 reasons for Tom, and then about 4 for Andrew. So yeah, I'm going to have to say the winner of this will have to be Toby, just because the suit's original. He's one of the best, and he's, as I said, the original. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to say Toby, followed by Tom, followed by Andrew. Alright guys, so that is it done. That is the triple threat match of all the Spider-Man. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and also hit the like button. Also turn on your notifications so you know exactly when I upload, and you'll be the first to get there. I'm going to do a couple of shout outs at the minute, just because I feel like there's some people on the channel that do contribute quite a bit. One of my friends, Will Evans, he comments, he's a good subscriber. Also, someone called Frank Woods 11. I don't know who you are, first time I saw you was on my Frankwood's Pop Vinyl unboxing, and also someone called Robin. He was the one who suggested that I do the Night One versus Red Hot. So guys, you know, thanks a lot. You know, you guys have sort of commented quite a bit on it, and yeah, keep it going. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. If you want to shout out, like the video, comment, say I liked. So yeah, and you can get shouted out more than once, just not sort of close together. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Comment down below what you want me to, and I will see you in the next video.